Hello, my darlings. It's your girlfriend, Coco Peru, coming to you again from my bathroom in Van Nuys, California, where I will once again try to enjoy the little things in life. Although right now I'm getting a little annoyed because someone's using a weed whacker outside, and I've been waiting for them to finish whacking the weeds. And apparently it's very weedy because it's been going on forever. So finally I just decided to start. And I'll tell you, if it's not a weed whacker, someone in my neighborhood, there is a rooster crowing in a neighbor's yard somewhere. I'm a city person. I mean, granted, now that I live in California, I live in the suburbs, but I don't live near a farm as far as I know. What the fuck is a rooster crowing in a neighbor's yard? It's not right. And listen, I love roosters. Just don't need them living next door. Anyway, I'm going to have to write a letter. But so anyway, darlings, the story I wanted to tell you today is a story that I tell in an old show of mine, and it's about when I was growing up. More than anything, I wanted a female doll. Now, I had a girl that lived across the street named Amy, and Amy only ever wanted to be called Bucky. You get my point, right? And Bucky had all of these Barbie dolls. I mean, she was fully loaded with the Barbie stuff. She had Barbie's townhouse, Barbie's convertible, Barbie's camper. It was fabulous. And I had all the G.I. Joes, which I was not interested in. So I would go over to Bucky's house and we'd switch dolls and have ourselves a marvelous afternoon. But of course, it was time to go home. I'd have to, get all my G.I. Joes and walk home with them. I was miserable. So finally, one day I was out shopping with my mom and I walked into the little toy section and I saw Star Trek dolls. Now, I was not a fan of the show at that time. I knew of it. I probably had watched some episodes, but I didn't fully understand it. But I did love Lieutenant Uhura. Nichelle Nichols was, this beautiful actress, and she was just so fierce on that show with her little headpiece, and I loved her. And she was so cool and collected, very glamorous. And so there I am looking at these Star Trek dolls, and I see the Lieutenant Uhura doll. And for that birthday, I figured out a plan. I told my parents for my birthday, I don't want one, I don't want two. I want the entire collection of Star Trek dolls. Do you understand me? And well, that birthday, I unwrapped, these gifts, and I had all the Star Trek, and there all of a sudden was my Lieutenant Uhura. And finally, I had my first female doll. And I tell you, this doll brought me so much joy. Look at her. She's lost her boots over the years. And I tried to close her legs because right before I started doing this, her legs were a little open, and I heard my mother's voice in my head saying, "Oh, for God's sakes, close your legs. You look like a slut. Loose. You look loose." So I tried to put her legs together like a lady, as my mother would say. And anyway, this doll brought me so much joy. And one of the great things about telling this story in my show years ago was that after one show, this woman came up to me and she said, my friend brought me to your show because she had seen it before, and she knows that I have a young son, and we question whether or not he's gay. And well, he's been asking me to buy him all of these girl dolls for a few years now, and I've never done it because I was afraid people would make fun of him, or I just never did it. And well, after seeing your show, I want you to know I am going out and I am buying my son every single girl doll he's ever asked for. And I thought, Coco, you're a saint. No, but seriously, that's why it's so wonderful. I guess the point is that what I want to celebrate today is, when we tell our story, we never know how it might affect another person's life. And I have the great joy of knowing that there was a gay boy out there in the world that finally got the dolls he always wanted, the dolls that I could never have except for this fabulous Lieutenant Uhura. And a few years ago, I was moving out here, and I still had all of the dolls and the Enterprise ship. And I got rid of all of them, but I just couldn't get rid of Lieutenant Uhura. I had to keep her because I had made her a part of my show, and she reminded me of that little boy, and she reminded me of my own ingenuity on figuring out finally how to get my first female doll. I ended up getting the Bionic Woman later because I asked for the Bionic Man and Woman. Of course, I had the little tiny Princess Leia. Oh, and they all coexisted. Oh, yes, in my backyard, they all coexisted. All different shapes, sizes, but they all lived very happily ever after in my backyard. So, my darlings, that's the end of my little thought for today. You know, you never know how you might affect somebody else's life with your own story and, you know, celebrate your own ingenuity. All right, so there we go. The little things in life that someday we realize are the big things. I love you all, and I want you to know I appreciate your messages so much. Some of you have written to me saying that you listen to these and find them comforting, my voice comforting, right before you go to sleep. I don't think my husband feels quite the same way, but I deeply appreciate that. All right, darlings, I love you. Bye now.